What's up, everybody? Welcome to MCXP Radio here on the BGSC Network. Y'all already know the Man Cave. Your boy's chilling right here. Hey, Reed. Of course, I got my boy Broken. He came in to chill with me for a little bit. Look, it's week one. NFL score stats, highlights. How did your team do? I want to hear it in your comments. If you guys got it, go ahead, throw them down. But y'all know how we get into it. Y'all know how we do it. Let's get this show started.
Swagger pimp, yeah. Can't now another nigga like me. Yeah. Okay, here goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rockin'. It's time for hip hop. On they reach watch, no sir, not for show. No bars made up of fairy tales. I'm trying for the tragedy, I know it well. So put your hands up in the air just for the winners. A peace sign, the pimps, the prostitutes, the sinners. We all deserve a second chance, but we products of illusion and victims of our own circumstance. Apply the pressure, I bet you can. Live the life that you love, shout out to Rand. Love the life that you live, shout out again. It ain't a tough pill to swallow once you comprehend.
Yes. You are now kicking it in the Monday Man Cave here with your host and musicologist, say Reed, chilling in the mix. I've got my boy Broken, aka Brian. He always comes when he comes. You know, he's out there on the road doing his thing. But it's always a good thing when my man can come through, man. Love it. I hope everybody's doing all right. It is September 11th, so we do want to give thoughts and prayers to all the people that lost somebody, man, during the Twin Towers attacks that happened on 9/11. So definitely a shout out, man. Moment of silence, of course, as always. Bless you guys, man. Very devastating thing, man. Just know that we are still praying for you guys. Hope everything is all right, man. Look, week one. Week one is here. It started Thursday night. A lot of stuff, man. We just gonna get into the scores, few stats, kind of give a quick analysis of the games. Gonna be in and out. Of course, if you guys got comments, please leave me comments. I appreciate you guys always tuning in to us here on the BGSC network. Big dog Brian, man, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into the business. First and foremost, let's start it off. This past Thursday night, we had the Lions playing the Chiefs, and the Lions actually pulled out this win on Thursday Night Football, where the Chiefs did unveil their championship banner from last year. But the Lions came and spoiled the show. Lions beat the Chiefs 21-20. And I have to say, Mike Tirico, you suck for what you said, saying that it is an asterisk for this game for the Lions because Travis Kelce wasn't playing, Chris Jones wasn't playing, so you tried to downgrade the Lions win. Look,
He did. Oh,
yes, he did say that. Look, a
eh,
win is a win
that's
in the
nasty.
NFL.
That's nasty work.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and say that and put that out there. That's wrong, Mike. You're wrong for that shit. But needless to say, the Lions go into Arrowhead Stadium and they beat the Chiefs 21-20. Patrick Mahomes 21 for 39, 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Jared Goff came out there 22 of 35, 253 yards with 1 touchdown. I'm glad, man. Good job by the Lions, man. I think the Lions finally come and make a statement this year. I think they really tried. They've been building up for the last few years, and excuse me, it looks like yeah, they're coming in this season, man, trying to make a statement, trying to put something out there, man, for this city of Detroit. And actually, I think that they have a potential to go to the playoffs. Most def. How you feel, Brian?
Uh, Talking about Kelsey not playing. Uh, it's a guy in a big game. I'm in the big game fantasy league. Shout out. It's a guy in our league that got Andrews and Kelsey, and they both were out this week.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I don't even think he didn't tell me about the league, so I don't even know if the league was going on. But it is what it is. And Lions still beat the Chiefs. Chiefs fans, I hope you like it. Y'all talking a lot of
Am
shit.
I am I still there? Am I still? Was I still there? Was you still hearing me? Because I
Yeah, yeah,
lost
yeah,
you.
yeah. You
Oh,
still.
okay. Oh, okay. 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 Yeah, but it was still a good game though. And I mean, I didn't hear the asterisk comments, but people get hurt all the time, man. People miss games. You still have to play with what you have.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's if St. Brown wasn't there, and the Chiefs win by 20, does anybody say, okay, well, they did it's an asterisk because they didn't have St. Brown? No, they wouldn't say that because the Chiefs is favored. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, anytime you can beat a favorite team, I mean, I understand those are two big guys to lose in that game, but I mean, a L is a L.
Yeah, but
You
don't
give them,
downgrade a team.
yeah, I
Don't
mean, you
downgrade
give
a
them their.
team. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
I
You
get,
know what I'm saying?
I give the Lions their props. I mean, winning a game like that's first game of the season. It's against the defending Super Bowl champions,
Yeah,
and yeah, you
yeah.
give them. They won the game. It's only one game, but I mean, why you try to downplay just the first game of the year? That kind of sucks.
I don't know, that's wrong, but yeah, he wrong for that, man. Tarico, you wrong for that. I'm going on record to say that. Move on to the next game, man. The Saints, New Orleans Saints, beat the Tennessee Titans 16-15. Close game, but it doesn't look like it was that strong. And you know what I'm saying? It looks like one of those games that I don't know if you really would have been into it unless you were supporting one of these teams. Derek Carr, 23 for 33, 305 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Ryan Tannehill, on the other hand, 16 for 34, 198 yards, no TDs, but three interceptions. I think it's time that we say that Ryan Tannehill needs to sit down. Somebody else needs to step up for that Tennessee squad.
Yeah, problem is I don't even know who their backup is. So I don't.
Malik Willis, I believe.
Oh yeah. Uh, did he come in last year for a little bit and play? He played a little bit last year,
Yeah,
didn't
he
he?
did play. He did play a little bit last year. Yeah, he did. He did.
I don't think they really have any confidence in him. I have one player in one of my leagues in this game. I had Burks, a young wide receiver, and I think he only caught one ball, or he had a rush in that game, so they didn't really go to him too much. He didn't really get targeted that much, and yeah, Tannehill is. I mean, he's known as a game manager. I think he's always going to have that label. Doesn't really throw deep that much, and they always going to be dependent on Henry, and Henry has to carry that team. That's it's kind of sad the workload that he has, but
Yeah.
they only going to go as far as he take them.
You're not necessarily a game manager if you're throwing three picks. So you're not managing the game very well. Derrick Henry,
You
by
right
the way,
about it.
15 attempts, 63 yards. Um,
It's hard to it's hard when people are loading up on the run because your QB can't throw more than 15 yards down the field.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be successful in that situation. I mean, he's getting older. He's not the as fast or as bruising as he used to be. The O line not as good. They're gonna
And
have
they and
problems.
and they're wearing them out more and more and more every year. They're wearing them out to the point that Derrick Henry is going to be he's going to be washed up, man, within the
I
next
mean,
2 years. For
15
real, physically.
carries, 15 carries is not a lot in a
No,
game,
I'm just
but
saying.
but
I'm just saying how they've been using them, throughout these last couple of years. You
yes,
know, him being
yes.
the workload, the workhorse that he is for that team, the one that's having to carry the offense. Um, I mean, it's just a matter of time, man. Unfortunately,
And
it's just a matter of
it's a
time.
lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure knowing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most def, man. Moving on, man. Buccaneers. They come in and they beat the Minnesota Vikings. Wow, 20-17. Yes, the Buccaneers did it. Baker Mayfield, 21 of 34, 173 yards with 2 touchdowns. Cardiac Kirk Cousins, 33 for 44,
Cardiac.
344 yards, 2 touchdowns with 1 interception. You also had Justin Jefferson, who had 9 receptions for 150 yards. I
That
don't.
guy is so unstoppable, man. That was one of the stats that popped out at me at that game. It's like, man, this dude is just unstoppable. He's just a freak, man. He's unstoppable.
Have you seen the quarterback show that's on Netflix?
I have not.
Okay, they have they featured 3 quarterbacks from last season. Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and what is his name? God dog it.
Oh, you were telling me about this. I don't have Netflix, but yeah, you were telling me about this.
Oh Lord, forgive me, man. Oh boy, he was on the Falcons. I believe he's on the Raiders now. Marcus Mariota. That's who they featured. They featured those 3. And watching that series, man, you begin to feel like you want Kirk Cousins to win. He's just a good guy, a genuinely good guy. And you want this good guy to just kind of persevere and win. But it just seems like Kirk has a ceiling. And I feel like he reaches a ceiling every year. It doesn't seem like he's going to go above that ceiling. And then again, I don't know who else can the Vikings get besides Kirk Cousins at this point.
They're in the same situation as Tennessee, man. It's not a lot of QBs to go. It's not a lot of QBs to go around. So, whoever you start your season with a lot of these teams, unless you have a young guy that you drafted recently behind them, a lot of these teams don't have any second QB to go to.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How do you feel, man? Do you think Baker Mayfield can kind of carry this Buccaneers squad this year? Or do you feel like he's just a glue-in quarterback for this year?
Yeah, I think he's just for this year. I don't see them making the playoffs.
Sorry, big game. Sorry, that was from Brian. I support y'all. I know. Sorry, big game. Well, hey, anything is possible. It is the NFL. Anything is possible. So we just.
I kind of like Baker Mayfield. I mean, he got some weapons. He got some receivers. He was able to hit Evans, and
I say this: if Baker can win 8 to 9 games for the Buccaneers, I believe he comes back, and I think he resurges as a starting QB back in the league. But he would be with the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers give him another chance, unless they somehow, trade or find another quarterback in the mix. But
wait, who is that? I missed that. Who?
I'm saying Baker Mayfield. Baker can win at least 8 to 9 games this season. If he can do some work, put the Buccaneers on a good track, I think he'll come back next season as the future so-called quarterback. I think you give him another shot at least.
Wait, who do we have in that division? Was that the NFC South?
That would be
not really a strong division. Tennessee? No, not Tennessee. Atlanta. We got Atlanta, Bucks, Atlanta, Falcons.
Yeah, and Saints, I believe.
Saints.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, considering the division he's in, it's kind of open, right?
Yeah, so it is wide open. So we'll see. Let's see what the Bucks can do. But Vikings, I know you guys don't want to start off like that, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see if y'all can turn it around. Let's go to the next game. The Commanders. I still call them the Redskins. I don't care what y'all say. Commanders, though. Watch the Commanders. They beat the Arizona Cardinals 20-16. Sam Howell for the Commanders, 19 for 31, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And I did not post any or write down any kind of stat for the Cardinals because I don't think anybody really truly cares for the Cardinals. If you are a true Cardinals fan, you know what? You know what? I've been there. Me being a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I understand your pain. I truly, truly understand your pain. So, you know, y'all just
I'm
gotta
not
go through it.
sure. I'm not sure if I've ever met a Cardinals fan in real life.
I've met some. I've met some, you know. But it's very far few and in between. Very, very far few and in between. I know. Usually the most time I would see them when they would come into town and play the Cowboys. And you'll be surprised. But you know, hey, every team has some sort of a loyal fan base. You know, we know that. You know. But, you know. But good job for the Commanders. They started off 1-0. You know, let's see where they go. Of course, they're in a division with the Cowboys, Eagles, and the Giants. We'll get on those guys later. But yeah, 1-0 for the Commanders. Let's go, man. Let's see how you guys do. Let's see exactly how you guys do. Next game I want to talk about, man. The 49ers come to Pittsburgh and they beat the Steelers 30-7. Brock Purdy, 19 for 29, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kenny Pickett, 31 for 46, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 picks. I will say this. The 49ers still got one hell of a defense. Still got one hell of a defense. But damn, you got to kind of give it to Brock Purdy, man. If you would, if and I think a lot of people had their skepticism of him. Didn't really think, you know, since he was the last draft pick of the NFL draft last year, Mr. Irrelevant, you know, people didn't really expect that much of him. Brock Purdy has proven to be that he can be an NFL quarterback in this league, man. He really, really has. And
I
he's
I
leading the
said,
team. He's leading the team with an amazing defense.
yeah. I mean, I said he was the guy. I knew they would go. I said they would go with him. I thought they
Well,
would really
Wallace.
go with him. As the starter, and I mean, he made me a believer doing that playoff run before he got hurt. I saw the
Yeah.
throws. I saw the throws he was making, the decisions he was making, and I think he fits with the coaches and offensive coordinator there. He does what they need him to do, and
Mm-hmm.
he works within the system. I think he's a little bit more than just a game manager.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him in some real clutch situations, do some things. But I mean, he made some clutch throws deep in the season and during the playoff run. He made a couple clutch throws in some of those games. So I mean, I'm sort of a believer in him, but we'll see. The second year, people get tape on him and stuff like that as we go deeper into the season. We
Mm-hmm.
see if some of his flaws starts getting exposed. We'll see. Hey Yuck, my guy. Hey Yuck, I got him in my league, and he did good fantasy work for me.
He's
Two
got
TDs.
weapons. He's got weapons on both sides of the ball. And I do believe that if Purdy did not get hurt last year, we may be singing a different tune about who's going to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, we might have seen 49ers pull that out. Not to discredit the Eagles, but the way that the 49ers were playing last year, hey, that would have been a more exciting, intoxicating game to watch. Once Purdy went down, I think everybody kind of understood and kind of knew that it was the Eagles for the taking. But you know, let's see just how far the 49ers can get this year. Would like to see Brock Purdy stay healthy. I think that if they stay healthy, they can definitely be a Super Bowl contender. So watch out for those freaking 49ers, man. Definitely watch out for
Yeah, with that
them.
defense.
My man Wallace Smith in the mix. He said you can't get no more clutch plays than he did against the Steelers defense, and he played good. Yes, he did, Wallace. Yes,
He
he
did.
actually did.
He
Yes, he
did.
did. Going to the next game, and of course, this one hurts me the most. The Browns come and beat my Cincinnati Bengals 24-3. Look, I'm still a Bengals fan. I will always be a Bengals fan. I think the Browns, every Brown fan that I have reached out to and talked to, they have been trying to gloat this and put this in my face. Look, this is y'all Super Bowl, so I don't even know why y'all talking shit. Um,
Hey, bro,
you know,
y'all got beat by the massage specialist.
we not worried about that. Look, Browns fans, win the division, get to the playoffs, get to the AFC Championship, get to the Super Bowl. How about that? Before y'all come at us. And then again, I blame the Bengals. I mean, they looked rusty. They looked horrible. But then again, I blame it on them not. And I'm a big proponent on this when preseason comes. You got to put your starters in. You got to let them get some kind of, game activity, feel in the mix to sit your starters down the whole preseason where they don't get no kind of in-game activity, no in-game run. As you can see, that can be detrimental. So I think that was one big major cause for the Bengals. But again, they've started off like this before and still ended up at the AFC Championship at the end of the season. So um, much love to Joe Burrow and the squad. They say, hey, nobody's panicking. It's just one game, 1 week doesn't define your whole season. And I think they bounce back next week when they play the Ravens. So it is what it is. Browns fans, y'all can gloat. Go ahead and get your gloat on. But again, win the division. How about that? Oh, wait, you ain't did that. Get to the AFC Championship. Oh, wait, you ain't did that. When the last time y'all been to the Super Bowl? No. Okay. We're closer to winning the championship than you. Okay, so
Jim Brown,
sit your ass down.
since Jim Brown.
And that wasn't even considered the Super Bowl back then. That was that. That's irrelevant. The leagues wouldn't even merge then. So I'm trying to put claim on y'all still some elves. Y'all still elves in the book. And I'm gonna say, and let me say this, man. Let me say this. Football season, you can talk your mess, but be respectful, everybody. Be respectful of everybody's team. It's fun to talk mess and talk your shit back and forth. It is what it is. It's the nature because everybody has their own, their faves and their teams, man. But be respectful of it. You know what I'm saying? When you start pulling out these facts on your ass, then you shut up, hush mouth, okay? So, all right, man. Well, Browns, y'all got it. That was y'all Super Bowl and y'all won. Good job. Again, get to the playoffs. You still suck. Next game. The Falcons. Hello, my boy Wallace.
I don't
Wallace
know
says,
anything about this game.
yeah, Wallace says this is what happens when your starting QB goes down in training camp and gets no reps. Exactly. Exactly what I said, Wallace. Real talk. You understand it. I understand it. It is what it is, man. Wallace, let's talk about it, man. This your squad. The Falcons come and they beat the Carolina Panthers 24-10, which I kind of figured that they would. Desmond Ritter, 15 of 18, 115 yards with 1 touchdown. Tyler Algier, the running back, 15 attempts, 75 yards with 2 touchdowns. And then Bryce Young, his first NFL game, square biz, 20 for 38, 146 yards, 1 touchdown with 2 picks. Now, of course, you're not going to put that
Wait, you said
total.
20 for 38?
Yeah, he went 20 for 38. Yeah, 20 for 38. Game one is like a preseason game anyway. You're right, Wallace. Yeah, 20 for 38, man. 20 for 38 by Bryce Young. 146 yards, 1 touchdown with 2 picks. Of course, look. This is Bryce Young's very first game regular season in the NFL, so you are expecting some growing pains with a young fresh quarterback who happens to be the franchise. I just want to see him do good. I think once they get better and you put the necessary pieces around, I think Bryce Young will be all right. He kind of reminds me, as small as he reminds me of Tua Tagovailoa, but I think that this guy can make some plays. I think he can do some things, man. But of course, we got to sit back and see. Let's sit back and watch. But I'm not hanging uh, no criticism or anything on the Panthers this season. I don't know if they're expecting super high hopes. I would love to see the Panthers at least get 4 wins. I would love to see them pull out at least 4. That's something to build on. You know,
Do you really care about the Panthers or no? I mean, I don't. Who
I
cares?
can't say that I super care, man, but I do like to see, up and coming, especially young black quarterbacks, getting in the mix once they, get the franchise in their hands, man. I want to see them do good. So I'm just hoping for good stuff for them. Again, I think Bryce Young is a good guy. Alabama uh, quarterback. I think he can be all right over there. So shout out to him. But definitely, I know all you Falcons fans are going crazy. Falcons, y'all got your first win. Let's see how far Desmond Ritter can take you guys. Um, not putting anything against the Falcons or nothing like that. I think y'all do have probably a better quarterback now than y'all did in Marcus Mariota. I think Desmond Ritter will come in and do what he needs to do. He seems to be right now a game management quarterback, but again, um, I think his first year actually getting the reins of the team, or becoming the number one quarterback, he still has a lot to learn. So it's just gonna come down to just learning the game, understanding formations, understanding the plays. But I think Ritter's gonna be all right eventually. My man Wallace is in the mix today. He said, "I try to tell people that Young is going to struggle in his first year as a rookie playing in the league because it's different in college." Exactly, and I don't understand why people don't put that into perspective. They think a lot of these guys are just gonna come in and just be, you know,
Because some of these rookie guys, especially guys that are drafted at the top of the draft, they are expected to be plug and play guys. That's just how it is. You don't draft a guy and give him the multi-million-dollar contract and expect him to stink up the joint. Period. And then we see that from other positions in the league. So we kind of start to expect it of quarterbacks too. And then when you have young guys like Herbert, you have Burrow, and you have Allen. You have some of these guys come in as
right.
rookies, and they play very good from the beginning. And then if you with these black quarterbacks, we gotta accept the same thing from them. We just have to. I'm sorry. If you get drafted first, second, third in the draft, you get drafted high, you have to be ready to go from day one. I want to see you have a good training camp. I want to see you have a good preseason. And yeah, you got to hit the ground running. It's not necessarily totally fair to do that to these guys, but that's what's expected. Like I said, these other positions, and obviously they don't have to know the whole playbook. You only know your position, right? But you
Hmm.
got young guys at the edge, at cornerback, at running back, and these guys are wide receivers. They plug and play guys. They come straight into the league. You get drafted 1 through 10. Almost any first round guy almost is expected to. He's gonna get some snaps and a lot of snaps early in his career. So that's how I take it. I mean, that's why we do that to these guys.
And I agree, and I think that it also takes the coaching staff to know what kind of player that you have, especially if you're drafting you a quarterback to be the franchise of your league. I mean, of your team. You have to know, your strengths and weaknesses of the quarterback and of the guys that you are drafting. And you have to make the game more simplified for those guys to win, put them in a successful chance for them to win. And I think a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people haven't done that. And like, I take for example, I don't think the Chicago Bears they haven't done Justin Fields right, personally, in my opinion. You know, but that's another
Well, I
story.
mean, he started playing pretty good towards the middle towards the end of last season. And I think they simplified the game a little bit for him, and they kind of use him. They started uh using him at his strengths, letting him run a little bit, getting him outside the pocket and throwing and stuff like that. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you can't expect these guys to play like Peyton Manning if that's not their style.
Right.
If their style is to play like Lamar Jackson, you got to let them play like Lamar Jackson. And if they're gonna be putting themselves in a little bit of danger of getting hurt, you know what I'm saying? To me, I think it's so be it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to let them play. It's gonna be up to them to protect themselves. So they
True.
have to understand. They got to understand when they get the head down, when to slide early, when to run out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Not to try to challenge linebackers and big hitting safeties. They have to understand the situations that they put themselves in. But you're gonna have to let these guys play like themselves, like they need to play.
No doubt, no doubt. My boy Wallace is in the mix, man. About the Falcons, he said they wasn't that crazy about the win, but they have some things that they need to clean up and get better. And of course, every team that lost this week, regarding the rookie quarterbacks, yes, they're plug and play as rookie QBs drafted high, but people fail to realize that the team is bad when they have drafted a QB that high. That is facts. That is facts. People have to give these rookie QBs time to develop and put good talent around them to succeed. Well, Alex, you on point. You on point with that, bro. I give you all that, man. Let's move on. Move on. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Houston Texans 25-9. Hey, again, I'm not putting too much mix into this. Lamar Jackson, 17 to 22, 169 yards with one interception. Now, CJ Stroud, another, you know, quarterback that was drafted high, rookie quarterback, 28 to 44, 242 yards. I will say this: what I saw from Stroud is that boy can throw a ball. He can throw a damn ball. He was throwing a lot of good spirals. Um, again, rookie guy, gotta let him work, man. Gotta let him work. I think he's gonna take his growing pains as well. Uh, let's see how many that they can win. You know, I figure both him and Bryce, they're gonna win. Maybe, I know I gave the Panthers about 4. I mean, if both of these teams win 2 games, that's a success in my book. I mean, to be a rookie, coming into the league and all eyes is on you and you got to carry the squad, for the whole 18 weeks, 17, 18 weeks, man. Shit, you just want to get a dub under your belt, man, and do the best that you can. So, um, let's see what CJ do. Um, Ravens, I mean, y'all was playing a y'all was playing pretty much a no-name squad in the Texans. It was pretty much expected for you guys to win that game. Y'all did.
Yeah, and I have a problem with Lamar Jackson not throwing a TD in this game. I have a problem. I don't I don't understand that. He didn't have his tight end, but he still got some other receivers out there, and Dobbins went down though for the year, which I
Yeah,
hate, which I
yeah,
do hate to see. I hate to see that.
yeah. He said the Ravens had 4 key injured players this game. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Dobbins is gone for the year. Um, and then I don't know how great OBJ is going to be. I mean, I don't think anybody's really scared of OBJ anymore. Um, let's see. Let's see. I've heard on the radio some Ravens fans claiming that they're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl. I laugh. Not to be rude, but I just laugh. I don't see it happening. Um, y'all could probably compete, maybe compete for the division. But nah, I'm not calling Super Bowl for that. And again, I'm surprised, like you said, Broken, that Lamar did not throw a touchdown. He had an interception, but he didn't throw a touchdown. So I don't know. Figure it out, Ravens. Figure it out. Next game, man. Jaguars. Jaguars come and they beat the Colts 31-21. Big story. Anthony Richardson, another black quarterback who is taking over the reins for the Indianapolis Colts. 24 for 37, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, one pick, but also had one rushing touchdown. Um, I know a lot of people had a lot of skepticism from him, thinking that he might not be able to compete, so to speak, in the NFL. But I think he's proven all his doubters wrong. So that's good for him. Trevor Lawrence, 24 of 32, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, I expect to see this from the Jaguars. I expect them from last year. I expect these guys to probably be a little bit better than what they were last year. And believe it or not, Jaguars was knocking on the door, man. It was definitely knocking on the door up in the playoffs until they just collapsed and finally lost. But hey, man, I think Jaguars are a team, maybe a dark horse team that people need to watch out for. You always got the one team that comes into the playoffs, man. They can potentially knock you out of the playoffs um, if you're not careful. If you kind of take them by the wayside. And I think the Jaguars can be like that this year. So,
Yeah,
pay
they
attention, man.
only they only they only lost that game by 7. They only lost that game to Kansas City by 7
Yeah,
points.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
So
Dark
they
horse squad,
didn't,
man.
they didn't get really necessarily ran off the field. And I like the fact that they let Richardson throw 37 times. You know, one pick, and he rushed 10 times, so he had the ball in his hands a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
He was able to hit Pittman 8 times for 97 yards and a TD. His best wide receiver. So if Pittman stays healthy and he's on one of my fantasy squads, hopefully he does stay healthy. And I think that can be a really good connection for him throughout the year. He got a good solid wide receiver, and hopefully he gets a lot of experience this year and he plays pretty well. I think he looked good. He got hurt though, right? Late in that game. What's up with that injury? Do you know anything about that injury?
I don't know anything about no injury. I don't, unfortunately. But I hope not. I hope he's good. This is when the injuries start to happen, man. They really going full speed when it comes to preseason. I mean, once the year starts. So you know, but let's see. Let's see what Anthony Richardson can do, man. Next game, man. Packers beat the Chicago Bears 38-20. And I think this was a very interesting game because this first game that Jordan Love is actually the head honcho, the QB number one for the Green Bay Packers post Aaron Rodgers era. And looks like he comes out and he does his thing. 15 for 27, 245 yards, and 3 touchdowns. While Justin Fields, 24 for 37, 216 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Um, and I won't lie, man, I kind of had the Bears winning this. Um, Mainly because I felt like Justin Fields had more NFL experience. Um, but it just still goes to show you, man, once you don't have the pieces around you, the necessary pieces that you need around you, you can still fall flat. And I think Jordan Love has really came and, this one game may have showed some promise for all you Packers fans out there, especially the organization, that you have a quarterback post Aaron Rodgers. Probably a quarterback that you may can possibly build on, in the next few, for the future. So, you just hope for the best with that one, man.
Yeah, I didn't see all the throws he was able to make or whatever, but 55%. You might need to get that up, but his rating was good. QB rating is 123.2. And I don't know, is Green Bay just good at picking QBs? Because man, it seemed like they kind of hit the jackpot on these QBs, right? I mean, you go from Favre straight to Aaron Rodgers, and then is Jordan Love gonna be another 10-year guy for them? Like, I mean,
Hey,
some franchises just know how to pick them, I guess, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, but I'm interested to see how it rolls out, man, within the next, with the next years and the rest of the season. So I kind of be having my eye on the Packers. I ain't a real big Packers fan, but excuse me, I'll be watching out the side of my eye, see what Jordan Love does. Next game, Eagles. Eagles beat the Patriots 25-20. Jalen Hurts, 22 of 33, 170 yards for one touchdown. Mac Jones, 35 for 54, 316 yards with three touchdowns and one interception. Zeke Elliott didn't do too much, 7 attempts, 29 yards. Damn. The fact that you have to throw 54 times in the game, that is ridiculous. I mean, you ain't got no running game. Or that your running game wasn't showing up. So you had to revert to the pass. Kind of thought the Eagles would kind of blow the Patriots out, but you can't never doubt a Bill Belichick coach team. You just can't. They still find ways to come back. They find
Yeah,
ways to,
yeah.
they just find ways.
He,
Um,
they he they find ways to be fucking annoying. Fucking annoying. That's what they are. They fucking pests. They're fucking very annoying. That's like when they played Buffalo in that snow game, and they passed what, like one time, two times in that whole fucking game, and they just ran the ball like fucking 80 times in that fucking game for like
yeah,
200 and something yards.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you never know with Bill, man. Like he might come with a whole different some whole different scheme that you know what I'm saying. In this game, like you said, in this game he throws 54 picking times. So he's either gonna rush 54 times or he's gonna throw 54 times. Like which one is he gonna do? Who fucking knows until the game actually gets going.
Hey, it's still Bill Belichick, man. So you gotta respect it. You just gotta respect it. You ain't gotta like the Patriots. I don't like the Patriots necessarily myself, but you gotta respect it, dude. You just got to. Um, so that is what it is. Eagles are 1-0. Patriots are 1-1. Let's see what happens, man. Next game, the Rams beat the Seahawks 30-13.
did you see real quick? Did you see the clip that I posted to Twitter on this game
Uh,
when Aaron Donald was running down on Geno?
yeah, and Gino's like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I mean,
Oh, I was crying, bro. I was
that's a natural
crying. Oh
reaction,
my
bro. If Aaron
god.
Donald is chasing at you full speed, I don't blame him. He got rid of the
Oh
ball
my
quick.
god.
He got rid of the
He
ball
got
quick, man.
he got that shit up out of there,
Uh,
boy. He said, "No, no. What are you?
yeah. No,
What are you
sir. He
doing?"
wasn't going to deal with that. Matthew
Oh my,
Stafford.
oh
Matthew
my
Stafford,
god.
24 for 38. 24 for 38, 334 yards. Kieran Williams, 15 attempts, 52 yards, two touchdowns. Cam Akers had the other touchdown. Geno Smith was 16 to 26 for 112 for one touchdown. Um, I would have thought that the Seahawks from last year probably would have came out a little bit better. It was a very resurgent season for the Seahawks, especially for Geno, most improved player, comeback player of the year. Um, he just signed that contract, to become, you know, their lead guy for the next few years. Um, but I really wasn't expecting the Rams to be anything this year. But hell, they somehow pulled this game off. Um, I'm still not convinced that the Rams will be great or that the Rams will do anything special this year. Um, I do still expect the Seahawks to somehow bounce back and possibly make another playoff run. I don't know how far that they're going to go, but I think that they can still sneak up in there like they did. I believe they did last year as well. But who knows, man? Of course, like I said, week
Yeah,
one,
I don't know
week
about the
one is just week
Seahawks,
one,
man.
man. Oh, hello. I might have just lost you right there.
Three average. He averaged 5 yards a rush. That's okay. But Geno 84 QB rating, only one TD, only threw for 112 yards. Uh, Metcalf 3 catches. Tyler Lockett only 2 catches. So I don't know what they're doing on offense over there. Metcalf did have a TD, but I mean, who is this P Nakua guy from the Rams? I'm sorry, I don't know much about the Rams. It's not my team, but I mean, this Nakua guy has 10 catches for 119 yards. Atwell 6 catches for 119 yards. Everybody thought Van Jefferson was going to be the go-to guy with Cup out, and Jefferson only get 4 catches. So I mean, with all that said, Stafford still didn't even throw a TD. So this game was just really weird from a stats perspective. I,
Yeah.
I I don't know if this game tells us a lot. Honestly, I think it's just one of those game one anomaly type games. I don't know if it means anything.
And people, you still gotta understand it's week one. Week one, you're either gonna win, you're gonna lose, but every team is gonna have something that they gotta work on after the first week. You getting out the first game jitters, the first game, you getting out all your kinks. I don't think any team has defined what they're gonna be or what their season is gonna be like in week one. It's just kind of a toss up to just figure it out. I say within after the first 4 games, 4 or 5,
Yeah, yeah.
4 to 6 games, that's when you start knowing exactly, the pedigree of your squad. You
We
know,
know that a team. We know that a team that starts 0-4 doesn't make the Super Bowl. We know that, right? A team that
yeah.
starts 0-4, 0-5, typically. I'm not sure if any team has made the Super Bowl after 0-5. I think maybe only one or two in history has made the Super Bowl after 0-4. So you don't want to go 0-3, 0-4. We know that. So yeah, I think 4 or 5 games in, we kind of know what these teams are kind of gonna be like. So yeah, game one doesn't tell us anything.
Right, right. Let's move on to the next one, man. Dolphins beat your Chargers 36-34. Tua Tagovailoa
Uh,
28-45, 28 for 45, 466 yards. Listen to me, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyreek Hill,
uh,
11 receptions, 215 yards by Tyreek, 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 23 of 33, 228 yards, 1 touchdown. you
all right,
know,
man. I'm gonna have to really just contradict everything I just said, like 2 seconds ago, when I said that game one doesn't tell you about a season. But this game really makes me a nihilist as a Chargers fan. We've been through this shit for years and years and years and years, man. This shit, I said on Twitter, this looks like the fucking Philip Rivers years all over again. It's like you have a
hmm,
good quarterback, you have a good team, but then it's like you can't get over the hump. You either lose games late, you either start with big leads and lose big leads, or because a guy like Philip Rivers was able to come back on teams, keep you in games, and then he was able to make drives at the last second. You, oh man, this dude is clutch, man. He's real fiery. He's man, and then you look at these stats we have on offense. We got popping stats on offense. You know what I'm saying? You got a running back that runs for 117 yards.
hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got receivers that's catching the ball all over the place. You got a quarterback that's throwing for, well, he only threw for 1 touchdown in this game, but he didn't throw a pick. The 3 sacks looked bad. I mean, he had a 99 rating. I mean, his percentage is good. He almost threw for 70%. Like, what's going on with this team? I mean, they scored 34 points, and
Defense.
they still lose by two. And yes,
Defense.
yeah, it's I thought the defense was going to be better, but
I
obviously
think I
that's
think
that's
and
obvious. It's-
and I think and to be honest, I think it goes back to like you were saying the Philip Rivers years. You guys have an amazing offense, can put up points, but your defense cannot and will not hold a lead for nothing. For
They
nothing.
cannot. We haven't. We do not close out games on defense. Like, very rarely we've been able to. If a team has the ball going down the field to go ahead, they almost always do it. They almost always go ahead. If all they need is a field goal, they down by one or two, shit, down by three. If all they need is a field goal to tie or win, they gonna get in position to at least get that kickoff. If they
Didn't
need
that
a touchdown, if they down by 6 and they need a touchdown, if they down by 7, they need a touchdown and a 2 point. We somehow give them both.
y'all gave
It's
up
so
that lead
frustrating.
last season, didn't you? In the playoffs.
Yeah, man. To Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's up
Shit, I
by
thought
20 what? 28? 26,
yeah, man.
27, 28 fucking points. And so yeah, man, it's as a Chargers fan, this game, like you said, like you don't know anything by game one, but this game, it's depressing as a Chargers fan because it looks like the same old, same old. It looks like
Brian,
the
listen to me.
same crap. The same crap is going to be happening to us all year. That's been happening to us for the last decade.
Listen to me, Brian. Listen to me. If if it's looking like the same old stuff by mid-season, y'all getting rid of that coach. Y'all getting rid of that coach.
I
He's on a hot
mean,
seat. He's on a hot seat
I
because
mean,
you just
we
can't be
we
doing this.
went we went one year. We went what? I think it was 12-4. With Schottenheimer, and we win the division. And we might have went to the conference. I believe that year. I think we got put out in the conference, or yeah, I believe we got put out in the conference by the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. And they fire Marty Schottenheimer after going 12-4. So I mean, I can see them firing it. We can go what, 17 games. So let's say 12-5. We can go
Awesome again. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta forgive me, man. I've been cutting out the whole stream. So
No, you good. You good. It's only been a few times, but that's why we like it live. Square is, but I think the Chargers seriously. I need to start thinking about a coach. Y'all got to get somebody that can get that defense right. You get rid of your
yeah.
defense coordinator or something, because there's
I,
no way that y'all should be giving up as much
we
booty as y'all
did
do.
we did get it. We got a new offensive coordinator. I know for sure. I believe, yeah, I believe we changed both of our coordinators. We got a
Yeah,
new defense and a new offensive
you got
coordinator.
the Cowboys ex coordinator.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
offense, yeah. So I mean, the
yeah,
offense is gonna be fine. It's our defense.
the defense.
Uh, forget my team, man. Let's talk about the Dolphins just a little.
What about the Dolphins? What
Guys
he did?
he's throwing for a lot of yards, man. He looks like a real NFL QB, and I mean, it's hard not to look like a real NFL QB with all them damn weapons, with that speed he has out there on both sides with Waddle and Hill, and but he's looking good. He's able to throw the deep ball, and their coach really seems like an offensive kind of a genius kind of guy. So I
Yeah,
mean, if Miami's defense can hold up, let's see what they can do.
Only thing about the Dolphins that you worry about is if Tua's going to be healthy, if he's going to stay healthy. That's the only thing that you worry about. I think if he stays healthy, I think the Dolphins can definitely make some noise this year. I think they do, but
I
it
think
all predicates on if Tua stays healthy.
I
Seriously.
think Tua should get the Brady and the Peyton Manning treatment. Like if you breathe on him, it should be a penalty.
Uh, Shit, he just got to stop having them damn concussions. Uh, Stop having them concussions, man. Move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Raiders. The Raiders come and they beat the Broncos 17-16. Again, possibly not another game that I was too interested in, but here's what it is. Jimmy Garoppolo, 20 of 26, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Russell Wilson, only 27 of 34, 177 yards with 2 touchdowns. I think, and this is me personally, I think Russell is going to hate having Sean Payton as a coach. Um, I don't know if Sean Payton is necessarily going to bring out the best in him, so to speak. Um, you do want to see a resurgence from a guy like Russell Wilson, uh, guy that used to. I mean, shit, you would put your hat on him, man, every single year. Um, just so that, the way that he can create and whatnot. It just looked the last few years he's not looked like the same Russell Wilson that we are used to seeing. Um, Hopefully, him and Sean Payton can be on the same page and turn it around for the Broncos. I mean, look, they only lost by one. Um, so I mean, that's kind of a good thing in itself. But let's see, man. Let's see how this plays out. Because I think if Russ doesn't perform, man, I think it's might be on that last leg. Yeah.
but why would he not like Sean Payton though?
I don't know, man. I mean, Sean Payton's a different guy, different kind of coach, man. So you know, he's gonna dig in that ass. Um,
I
I don't
mean,
know. We'll see.
Russell
We'll
Will
see. I mean,
the
it might be,
numbers
it,
his
it might be
numbers
what he
the
needs.
only I mean the only problem with Russell's numbers is his yards per average right there. So is it still something going on with his shoulder or his arm where he can't throw downfield? Because I mean, he only averaged 5.2 in this game. He had a 108 rating. He threw 34 times, but only for 177 yards. He threw two TDs, but he's only averaging 5 yards a reception. So 177 yards, 80 almost basically 80%. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Completion percentage. So yeah, maybe that's Sean. Maybe that's Peyton's. Game plan is to throw a lot of short throws to get Wilson going, to get him comfortable. And I mean, they do got to get that. They got to get that running game going. And maybe if they can just. I mean, Russell was always a guy who played really good off of play action.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
sure, I'm
yeah.
sure Sean, I'm sure Sean Payton knows that. He's looked at his film. He knows the type of player he has. But do they have the running backs that can sustain a running game that's going to get him into those play action scenarios where Russell was pretty good in the past?
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Last game we can talk about, man, which was quite crazy, man. The Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys, and I know my boy Jay Styles was loving it last night. The Cowboys blew out the Giants, gave them a goose egg 40-0. You New York Giants fans, oh my gosh. I
No, they
mean,
was going through it. They were going through it.
that sucks for the first game of the season to pull out a goose egg. It really does. Especially when it comes to the rivalry. I know, and I've heard it, man. I mean, I stay here in the Dallas Fort Worth area. I've heard Dallas fans going back and forth with Giants fans. But damn, you just don't want to come out giving a goose egg, nothing like that. And all I had to do, look, stats tell you the whole damn game. I mean, Dak only went 13 for 24, 143 yards. Tony Pollard, 14 attempts, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones for the Giants was 15 to 28, 104 yards with 2 picks. But you got to give your hat and tip the hat off to the fucking Dallas Cowboy defense because they were
Yeah, my God,
ridiculous.
that
Michael
defense,
Parsons,
man.
I mean, all of those guys were playing their heart out. The defense, 3 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 7 sacks. God
Yeah,
damn.
yeah.
I
That's
mean,
nasty. That's nasty work. And a pick six.
yeah, pick
A
six.
defensive
Definitely a pick
touchdown.
six. Definitely a pick six. Man, Big Game James in the mix. He says, and here's a question for you: is Justin Herbert overrated? I'm gonna say no, Big Game. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's worth the money that he's been given. But I think again, the problem with the Chargers is defense. They don't have a defense that can help Herbert hold the lead. Again, you can see it from last season when they was in the playoffs, when they were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars and they had them up by, like Broken said, about 28 and gave them shits right up. You just saw it yesterday against the Dolphins. They have leads and they give it up. I mean, it's just a constant thing that the freaking Chargers do. But I do not believe that Justin Herbert is an overrated quarterback. I think he is worth it. I think he is a franchise quarterback. I put it like this: if the Chargers were to let go of Justin Herbert today or put him up for trade, there would be a lot of teams out there that would be going for Justin Herbert. Unless you know you got value. You got value in your guy. And he's definitely a value quarterback.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. I mean, he's definitely a franchise guy. I mean, everybody is gonna call him overrated until he wins. Until he wins. That's just how it is. Like until I mean, people are starting to question Josh Allen. People are starting to question Josh Allen a little bit, and I don't think me personally, I don't question Josh Allen. I think he still is amazing talent. I think he's still really good, but when you don't go to the Super Bowl and you don't win the Super Bowl specifically, people start to question you. I mean, they're going to start to question Burrow if he doesn't win. They question Aaron Rodgers even though he's already won. They question him. So I mean, that's the life of an NFL QB. People is going to question you. I don't really have a problem with people saying Herbert is overrated. I don't think he's overrated, as being on my team. But I do understand he's gonna get the Philip Rivers comparisons. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get the label, and you're gonna get the label until you win. So if you
Yeah.
don't want people to label you, win. Just win. Like Al Davis say, just win, baby. That's what
Facts.
it's about. You
Facts.
don't want you don't want to get labeled. You gotta win. So he has to win.
Facts. Definitely facts, man. To wrap up week one, we do have the Monday night game that is going on right now. Buffalo against the New York Jets. And if you have not heard, Aaron Rodgers is out. First play of the game. He is out with an apparent ankle injury. And Zach Williams is in the game for the New York Jets. Currently in the third quarter with 33 seconds left. The Bills are up 13-6. So if you're watching this, make sure you go ahead and watch the fourth quarter. Let's see how that ends. But after this game, they will officially conclude week one, and we can definitely talk about that game coming up next week. People.
They said so. They said it was something about an ankle or whatever, right? Like when he
Mm-hmm.
first went out, they said the X-rays were negative, but now I just saw a notification come through saying they think that it might be an Achilles, and he's gonna have an MRI tomorrow.
Ooh, we.
So Yeah, that hurts, man. I got him on my bench in 2 of my leagues. I got him in big game league. You know what I'm saying? I have him on my bench in the big game league, and I have him on the bench in my other league. And if it's an Achilles, man, can you imagine Rodgers going down for the season in the first series?
It's gonna be a lot of
series
people.
of the game. And
It's
his
gonna
new
be a
team.
lot of people.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a lot of people throwing out the karma bug. There's a lot of people that's gonna be hating. And I don't wish no injury on nobody.
Yeah.
I do not wish an injury on nobody, no kind of player, athlete, and anything like that. But there will be a lot of people out there throwing out the karma bug on Aaron Rodgers if that is the case, that he's out for the rest of the season, which I hope not, because I was actually looking forward to seeing him play in a New York Jets uniform, man, and seeing what they could do, full squad. So I'm hoping for the best, hoping that Aaron Rodgers is going to be back, that he can play this season. Again, I'm not wishing anything, no negativity on that. But I can see a lot of people coming out, a lot of haters, especially you Green Bay people. You know, y'all gotta be people got lives and people got families and everything like that, man. So y'all gotta leave all that hating out and put that somewhere else, man. Really, really put that shit somewhere else. That shit ain't cool. But again, I hope he does good. I hope it's not as bad as they make it out to be. So we'll just sit back and see. Of course, man, y'all know how we do it, man. MCXP Radio here on the BGSC network. I tell you guys all the time, if you're suffering from mental health, man, please seek help. I know I always post the National Mental Health Hotline. I've talked with therapists. I know people that have talked with therapists. It's always good to talk with your best friends and the people that you know, and they can give you the they can tell you the things that you want to hear, but sometimes you need to talk with somebody outside of your circle, man, to tell you what you need to hear. I always say that, man. So most definitely, I love y'all, and I hope all the good stuff for each and every person out there. Again, man, football season is here. I'll be doing this, man, every week, man. Y'all come out, give you comments. Let's talk about it. Talk about your team, man. Talk about your team. Tell me how you feel. It's who they all day over here. Y'all see, I got my flag in the back. Y'all gonna be seeing me in my gear all season. It is what it is. I got a mug, got t-shirts, I got jackets. I got the license plate cover. Y'all can't say nothing. It's Bengals all day over here. You know what I'm saying? And, Broken Squad is the Chargers. Hoping the Chargers do good. We going to SoFi. Yeah. But for myself, man, for Big Game, James, man, for Jay Stocks, for all the shows on BGSC Network, Two Birds, man, Blurtitude, Chop Shop, Big Game Sports Buzz, all that stuff, my stuff included, MCXP Radio, Money Man Cave. We appreciate y'all, man. Like, subscribe, follow, join us, continue to support us. We love you. Thank you for everything that you guys have done so far. And many blessings to you and yours and your family. Again, September 11th, we remember everybody that's fallen. Bless you and your families and everybody like that, man. Until next time, one love, guys. And y'all definitely take it easy. Peace.
Cruising in a Rari with the hair and nails and toes done. Always keep never gonna give me.
Gonna make a lot of women mad at this one, but it's alright.
Gonna get a shot at romance. It's kinda too cold.
Yeah.
I'm ice cold.
Listen. Long hair, brown skin with a